This video will go over the 5 learning cards I made to correspond with the 5 lesson plans created for my unit plan, going over the food groups. Day 1 of my lesson plans was all about the names of the food groups and also the names of the 3 types of macronutrients and the types of things that they provide our body with. So on the front of this card is a picture of the 5 food groups with the name and then some examples of the foods that belong in these groups. And on the back there are some facts like the names of the food groups, where we get our energy from, which is through calories, and then the calories are composed of things called macronutrients, and then also list the 3 types of macronutrients and what they provide our body with. This learning card can help the children answer the questions and activities in the lesson plan and also on the interactive bulletin board. Day 2 of my lesson plans was all about the fruits and vegetable part of the food groups. So on the front of this learning card is a picture of a group of veggies and a picture of a group of fruits. And then on the back are some facts about them, like what these foods tend to taste like, and then what types of macronutrients each of them provide, like vegetables are very low in fat but high in carbohydrates, and the same goes for fruits. And then for the fruits, it lists what the different colored fruits can help your body with. And then also it lists under the veggies the 5 subgroups of veggies. Day 3 of my lesson plans went over the dairy and protein groups of the 5 different food groups. So on the front of these learning cards are different examples of foods that belong in each of these groups. And then on the back is different facts about them, just like with the fruit and vegetable card. It lists what type of macronutrients are provided by each of these groups and all the different things that these groups provide our bodies with, and also gives some examples of dairy foods and also protein foods and the types of animals we get these foods from. Day 4 of my lesson plans was all about the grains food group and focusing on teaching kids about the difference between good and bad grains, as I called them, which are like whole wheat grains versus more refined grains. And the back of this card actually explains what the difference between whole grain foods and refined grain foods are. And then also this card lists examples of grain foods and also goes over the type of macronutrients that are found in these foods, like grain foods are high in carbohydrates and low in fat, and then also gives the benefits of eating whole grain foods, like provides us with a lot more protein than refined grain foods, and also more fiber and a lot of important vitamins and minerals. And then on the front of this card is just a picture of a group of very common grain foods that you find in an everyday diet. The last day of my lesson plans was all about incorporating these food groups together into what is called My Plate, which that's the front of the learning card was a picture of the My Plate, which shows the proportions of how much of each food group you should have. And then on the back, I actually listed how much of each food group someone of the age of 9 or 10, which is the age group I would be dealing with this lesson plan, should get from each food group per day. And then also list a couple of examples of what these equivalents would be. Like, for example, is 1 ounce equivalent of protein is like 1 egg or 1 tablespoon of peanut butter or a slice of sandwich meat. And then I also gave some other tips on how to have a healthier plate and diet, like eat and drink the right amount for you, and then try to have a variety in the food you eat, and then choose foods with less sodium and added sugars in them.